Welcome back to Tracy and Gracie Becoming. This is episode 31, and we are going to talk about like current trends
Trends or events?
Or events, yeah. Just things that are currently being talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, we figured that our last few episodes have been heavy, more self-help directed, which we love talking about, we love giving our perspectives on, but we just thought this would be a fun way to kick off the new year with our first official episode in the new year, doing something fun, like talking about our opinions on current events or trends that are going on right now. So,
Yeah. Anything you want to say about last week? New Year's? Anything exciting happen there?
we did a party bus together, which was interesting. It was more of like, it was one of those short buses, and it was called the Cool Bus. So that was fun. It was two of your friends that put it on or whatever, so that we could drive out to Stillwater, Minnesota, and listen to a live band play.
Which was really good. I thought the
Yeah,
band
they were
was
awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times to that particular place, and they've always had really great live music. Yeah, it was fun. I feel like an old grandma. We were sitting there at 10, and I was falling asleep at the bar. I was so tired. And then the bus didn't pick us up until midnight. So at 10, we are all ready to go to bed, and we had 2 more hours.
Because it was bad roads.
Really bad roads. And so what time did they get there at? It was probably 12:30. They were supposed to be there at 12 to pick us up.
To pick us up?
Yeah, from Stillwater.
Oh, no. I felt like he was there at midnight.
Okay, so he got there at midnight. We didn't get home until 2 in the morning.
Right.
So Stillwater's 45 minutes away, but with how bad the roads were, we literally didn't get home until 2 in the morning. So
yeah, it was.
that was the night before New Year's Eve. So then New Year's Eve came around, and I was exhausted. I watched the ball drop and then went to bed right after.
Yeah, we were invited over to some friend's house, and we played games, and they did a progressive appetizer. So they invited us over from 2 in the afternoon until the ball dropped.
Ew.
And it went on well beyond that even. We ended up leaving shortly after midnight, but that was a lot of hours. But it actually went by super fast when you're bringing out food every 2 hours and you're playing different games. It was super fun. And we actually got to see people that we hadn't seen in a while. And so we had a great time. And we have just hit the ground running from there.
Yeah.
It feels this week has just been a complete whirlwind.
Yeah, in really good ways, I feel like. It's been exciting.
Yeah. And today is Miko's birthday.
It is Miko's first birthday.
Our ween turns 1.
Yeah, for anybody that has me on social media or anybody that I lived with last year at school, you know that we did it big for Meatball's first birthday. So I was like, what are you guys doing? Are you going to throw a birthday party or what? And we currently have all 4 dogs in the house. Our oldest dog isn't doing very well, and so he's been in the house, which he normally isn't. So I just overheard him say in the living room, he was like, Miko thinks that this is his birthday party with all 4 dogs hanging out with him today. It was so funny.
Yeah. And he's totally acting like it's all about him today, too. It's so cute.
Yeah. Like when Meatball turned 1, we went out, and me and my friends went and we thrifted him a birthday outfit. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, and he wore it the entire day.
You have to put the picture in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll have to post the picture, maybe one of the clips or something. He looks like King, I don't know what, from I don't know where, but he is hilarious. And then we all got birthday glasses that said like happy birthday. So literally all of my friends, all of my roommates, people that came over to pregame the bars, we're all walking around in these like little birthday sunglasses on his birthday. Yeah. It was fun.
I'm the bad ween mom. I just said happy birthday and we moved on.
Yeah, that's enough for him. He is excited, you can tell.
Yeah. It's hard to believe though that he's 1. I mean,
it's hard to believe that he's 1 because he's triple the size of Meatball, who's almost 2. Yeah. but he still acts like he's 1.
Yeah, he definitely has the mentality of a toddler.
Yeah, worse than a toddler.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I love him. He's so darn cute.
Yeah, we also kicked off our pickleball lessons this week, and they are nothing like I expected they were going to be.
Were you so impressed with my skills?
Yeah, you did really good. You did really good. She beat me and my rotating partners.
Well, damn straight, I better beat you. I've been taking lessons now. I've
She
had
has
2
been
sets
taking
of lessons.
But literally every single person besides us and one other person in there had never played before.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's a group of
Yeah.
older people who have never played before,
Which is odd because I fully expected it to be just more of the last lesson. So I expected those people to continue on because my friend who's in it, this is the 3rd time she's taken this lesson with this instructor who does a really good job of kind of separating people by their, their level of knowledge.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, a coincidence that there's so many new people.
Yeah.
And that's hard to get any better when you're not playing with people that are
Well,
better
not
than
to
you.
mention he spent the entire time not explaining rules. He spent the entire time explaining strategy before explaining the rules. People didn't even know how to play, and he was explaining strategy.
Yeah,
of
he
the
was
game,
a little
which was-
off. I mean, to give him it to be fair, he was in a very serious pickleball accident where he got hit in the face with a paddle.
Let's repeat that. Very serious pickleball accident.
Would you? You don't think that was
No,
serious?
it was. It was, which is not funny. It's not funny that he got hurt. It's just when you, on paper, you're like, what the hell? How do you get in a pickleball accident? He literally got smacked in the face with somebody else's racket, and he had to get stitches from one eye over to the other, and both his eyes are
black.
Yeah, he has 2 black eyes, and
it's impairing his vision.
Yeah, it's impairing his vision, and I think his mental clarity a little bit because I don't know how many times he's repeated the same things about nothing.
And
teach us really anything.
Completely throw him for a loop when now there's a Tracy and a Gracie. I'm like, oh, good Lord, he's never gonna.
No, he was good with names. He did just fine with that. She did not explain him really at all, and so he comes waltzing in with 3 pickleball bags of rackets and all of these random things, and then like just drops him on the floor. He was like probably 5'2", smaller than me, little man that wears a fedora, and he's spunky as ever.
It's his safety fedora.
It's his safety fedora, which clearly doesn't work because he got injured in a very serious pickleball injury the night before wearing his safety fedora. So
he is a hoot.
He's really
written several books on pickleball that he likes to talk about.
Like he wrote them. It sounds like he just gives pointers to somebody that's writing them.
Because
he kept
maybe
saying like
co-authoring.
Yeah,
or
but he's super
contributing
cute.
To maybe.
Yeah, he's a super fun like personality. I was telling my mom that he reminds me of this kid that I went to college with. Just so spunky and funny, always on, just hilarious at all times. Like very much ADHD, cannot focus to save their life. Literally, he was bouncing all over the place, and I was like, dude, take a breath, sit down for a second.
Yeah.
But no, he was fun. It'll be fun once we actually start playing, but that was an entire 2 hours
Well, it sounds like you're playing tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, I am playing tomorrow and Sunday, so I'll be a pro by next week. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so of course pickleball is trending, but I think we've done it justice here, talked enough about it. I think it is like the sport of choice currently. I think in a lot of reasons why is because it's such an easy sport to pick up. It can be competitive. It's relatively inexpensive. I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden it's this phenomenon, because it has been around forever. It's interesting to research it.
Yeah, it's funny. she says it's relatively inexpensive, and it definitely can be, but then you have people like my mom who want the bag, the shoes, the ball, the paddle that are each $250 a piece. And that adds up quick. If each person...
A good player needs good equipment.
Yeah. Apparently. And now safety goggles are added to the mix, as our instructor said.
You will not catch me wearing safety goggles, so
yeah.
I don't need those. Take those off the list.
Yeah, he was scaring the shit out of that one lady in our group who was, should I go buy those?
Yeah.
Do I need those safety glasses so that I don't get injured like that? And he's like, I've never seen this happen before in my however many years of pickleball, but yeah.
Speaking, I don't know, I didn't really say anything about a registry, but I was thinking, take it off my registry. Not that you guys have a gift registry for me, a running idea list, but it does lead me to the topic of the Golden Bachelor. Last night,
So we're diving into one of our topics.
Yes.
We each picked topics, and we didn't tell each other what we were bringing. I knew this would be one of your topics. I knew this was going to be top of your list. So I purposely didn't say anything about it.
Did you watch it?
No.
Well, I did.
Oh, of course you did.
I literally worked yesterday from, I think I was in here by 6:30 probably a.m. and I got off my last podcast at 7 p.m. on the nose, and I was so excited because that was such a long day. My brain hurt, and all I wanted to do was just go sit on the couch, snuggle with Miko, and watch The Golden Bachelor. That is exactly what I did. Griffin and I laughed. Griffin, of course, wouldn't be caught dead watching The Golden Bachelor, but he did walk upstairs, and he asked me what was for dinner, and I looked at him like, you have to be kidding me. I just put in a, 12 and a half hour day, and I am not going to make you dinner, nor do I know how.
Yeah, I think that's more what it was
Dad
than
was,
anything.
You were gone, Dad was at his bowling league, and Griffin just laughed, and he grabbed a bag of popcorn, and he's, so we have to resort to snacks when Dad's not around. I'm like, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so The Golden Bachelor. So for anybody that doesn't know what that is,
we would not know.
I'm sure everybody listening knows what that is, but it's a spin-off of the famous show The Bachelor for older people. So they're calling it The Golden Bachelor. They just finished their season a couple weeks ago, and the two that ended up together had their wedding last night.
Yes.
Or maybe not last night. It was televised last night.
No, it was last night.
Okay.
It was actually live.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the feed kept going out. And I know.
Wow.
It was, yeah. But not before Braden. I don't know if you remember him. He was on Bachelor in Paradise prior to being on, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. The Bachelorette that was on Dancing with the Stars, Charity.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he was on Charity season, but maybe not. It might have even been one
See the
earlier.
one with the earrings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember whose season he was on. But anyways,
I think it was her.
he was a villain
Yeah.
on his season. Then he went on Bachelor in Paradise, and everybody fell in love with him. He turned a corner. And he was dumped multiple times on Bachelor in Paradise.
So.
I think he left by himself, if I'm not mistaken. But he shows up at the Golden Wedding last night with Christina. I think it's Christina. Christina Mandrell, who was on several seasons ago. I can't think of the Bachelor's name. I did not like him at all. But she left, I don't know, maybe halfway through the show. And she happens to be the niece, I think, of Barbara Mandrell, who's a, I don't know, late 70s, maybe early 80s country music singer. And she has a very, I don't know, a relatively large social media presence. And you could tell that while she was on the show, she was more about just building up her status.
They all are, Mom.
But she made it very obvious.
Okay, but literally the only reason why people go on these shows now, especially Bachelor in Paradise, actually no, both of them, Bachelor and Bachelorette, and then especially Bachelor in Paradise, is to grow their following and to get known for whatever they want to do
right
outside of this. It is not for the show anymore.
I agree.
The show was good when...
I think it has morphed into that. I don't think it started that way.
No, the show was great. That's why it's probably lost, like, majority of its people. Or
except for me.
Viewing, except for you, yeah. And but because before there was no social media. So that wasn't... Yes, they would get famous or whatever if they'd make it to the end, but before that, people didn't have any way to follow these people after they got booted. So the media was they only kept their attention on the final few, and then the two that end up together. And then that's the extended media that would go on after that. Yeah. Now you have people from night one that are getting a huge following because they can. They just have to show up on this first night, and that's enough for people to love or hate them.
Yeah.
And then follow them.
Yeah. It's more entertainment. It's always been entertainment, but now I don't look through the lens of it actually being reality. I actually look through the lens of just purely being entertained.
0 reality TV shows are actually reality. 0 of them. There isn't a single show out there that says reality TV that is actually their reality.
Okay, and then I suppose you're going to say Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all of that is...
What?
Unreal.
No, I believe fully in them. Just not reality TV.
You probably haven't watched Alone or Naked and Afraid.
Those are like game shows, though. Those aren't...
No, I would consider that reality TV.
They're playing for a prize. They're going on those shows to win money. These are like reality TV shows that are supposed to be following people's lives and finding love and none of that. Nobody goes on those shows anymore at all to do those things.
I agree. Okay, so it's very produced.
Yes.
I just expected last night to maybe be a little bit authentic, a little bit more authentic because it was live.
Okay.
It was the wedding. The show just ended, but it was very produced. I think
very
that there's...
produced. I was seeing stuff on her bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Where she's in the lingerie.
She did. It was all of the former contestants that became her friends that threw a bachelorette party, and then they did a boudoir, is that how you say it? Boudoir photography session for each of them. I thought the idea was cute. It was a little out there, but I thought it was cute. I do think that they did a great job of changing the narrative around 70-year-olds and can they still find love, and is there still a lot of life to live. And I think so many people think of that age or that demographic and write them off. And this, I felt, did a really good job of giving you a different perspective. The whole show in general.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that was probably the one good thing that came out of it, even though it was fake and produced. I do think that it probably got people thinking a little bit more.
Yeah, and I do think that they really did find love. And
okay.
Do not burst my bubble. But who I do not think found love and probably will not get married is Brayden and Christina, who got engaged.
At the wedding?
Yes.
Of course they did.
In the
weird that
prior
they
to the wedding, during the reception, prior to the wedding, they're kind of greeting and interviewing people. And they're like, oh, here's Brayden from season whatever.
That's the shit that makes nobody want to watch. I would literally turn it off if I saw that before the wedding even started.
It was highly annoying. It was, first off, how tacky. Just in general, you would not propose to somebody at somebody else's wedding. You don't take the spotlight off the
obviously, because it's fake, and they want people to make comments like that.
Yeah. So that was
this is an outrage. I can't believe they're doing this on their wedding day. Or what? They're together even? They're engaged? Nobody cares. It's literally fake.
Okay, so the only other piece that I wanted to bring up about this that I thought was very interesting was it looked like Amazon was a sponsor because they were name dropping Amazon at her bachelorette party. They did gifts. They made sure to show a box with the Amazon logo. She even said my Amazon registry. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no way that they aren't saying that intentionally.
Yeah,
They,
good on Amazon. Good for you guys. That's a
well,
great idea.
it would be a great idea if you were going to donate it to a charity or something like that. What an awesome opportunity to pick things that maybe homeless shelters or halfway houses or domestic, any sort of shelter needs, and be able to donate it to them. I was thinking that could have been really cool, but no, they don't say anything about that. It's, oh, our registry is on Amazon, almost encouraging people to send them a gift. I'm like, what? And then they said it again at another point about Amazon. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Really? What is The Bachelor on ABC? ABC, you can't afford to just not be sponsored by Amazon? I don't know. Anyways, that was a little annoying, but
That's how everything works these days, though. Marketing is folded into literally everything,
Oh,
including
totally.
shows like that. It doesn't matter that they have enough money.
yeah,
It's going to bode well for Amazon.
true. And they probably paid
Yeah.
big bucks to have that
Yeah, exactly.
position. But I thought those two components of the evening, the proposal and the insurgence of Amazon, were both very interesting. And I'm ready to move on from Gary and I can't even remember what her name is.
It's
I'm still not convinced he made the right choice. I think he should have went with the
because she's
gal
weird.
from Minnesota.
Yeah, she was a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's why it's fake.
Okay. So, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, let's start with that movie that we watched a couple weeks ago, the Leave the World Behind. Mm-hmm. I have not been able to stop thinking about it, and now I just keep seeing it everywhere. People are talking about it. It's on TikTok. There's conspiracies around it, and I'm just like, ugh.
Okay,
I don't
so do
like
you know
it.
who were contributing producers?
The Obamas, but they have a production company.
Mm-hmm.
The Obamas do, and that's what contributed. Their production company organized this movie or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not to say that they were specifically the ones that produced it. They might have had nothing to do with it, but I've gotta believe that they have to sign off on all of their movies. They aren't just letting things go out there attached to their name. So that is alarming. The fact that they have any ties to it is...
Well, and this was a book first, and I heard the book was horrible. Yeah, it's the author of the book is known to have these major cliffhangers, and this was no different, the storyline.
Yeah, it gives me like the heebies a little bit. I feel like, so the movie is based on, I don't know, is it
End
the
of the
world?
world?
Not even the end of the world,
Well,
it's end of
United
the
States.
US, basically. Yeah. And it starts with the grid going down, basically. All internet, all everything, electricity going out. Was it electricity?
Well, when we said that, Griffin said electricity did not go out, but
Yeah, it might not have been electricity.
I think it flickered in the show.
Yeah, but the grid, any internet, any contact with
Cellular.
any cellular, anything like that went down. And then it starts with this family that is staying at an Airbnb for the weekend, and it just gets creepy.
Yeah.
The grid goes down, and then they are left figuring out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say all the things that happen, but there's just so many, oh my God.
Relatable situations that I think...
That could very likely be possible. One of them is the Teslas being taken over. Yeah, and we fucking have one.
And it's even the same color of all the ones that they show in the show.
Yeah, and basically they override the Teslas, the people that are doing this, they override the Teslas and they send them into all of the main highways. and block them off. So they keep them there so you can't get in and out of cities because all of the main roads are blocked off by the Teslas that were overridden by these hackers.
Taken over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then you're literally stuck where you're at, fending for yourself. Ugh. It's so scary because it totally could happen.
Some of the things, yes, could happen.
A lot of the things could happen.
I do not love conspiracy theories.
I don't either.
I'm not,
I never play into them.
Prepping, and so that's why we laughed at Christmas. So we watched it before Christmas because then we went to my sister's house for Christmas Eve. And I don't know if she told us to watch the movie. So as, I don't know, in
a gag gift, basically.
I think. I think it was a gag gift.
We don't know.
She gave me a prepper's Bible, and I just thought this would be interesting after you watch this movie.
Yeah, like
and
your
I'm
guide
like,
to
oh my
survival
gosh.
when something like this happens.
I am so anti-conspiracy theorist. I just do not get into those things. Here's the reason why. Could the theory be accurate? Of course. It absolutely could be. But those are things that I don't choose to spend my time worrying about.
Yeah.
If I decide that I want to take a deep dive into one of those topics, I guess that's my choice. But is it helpful?
No, it's not helpful. I've been spinning out on it since I've been seeing things about it after we watched it. But it's the #1 movie on Netflix right now.
Wow.
That's so scary. I feel like movies like this should not be allowed to be made because all the whack jobs out there now have an entire list of ideas of how to take over. And they totally could.
Yeah, I don't think any of those
Yes, they
storylines.
could.
No. I'm just saying, I don't think any of those storylines are so, I don't know, revolutionary that, I don't know. I don't think that any of it's too far-fetched. Could it happen? Yes. Could it be avoided? Yes. And so I'm not
owning a Tesla.
I'm not overly worried about it. And yeah, if our Tesla backs itself out of the driveway and goes and takes off.
No, it's not, when you're inside of it.
Nobody was inside of those Teslas.
Yeah.
No.
But
No,
I
they
know,
weren't.
that's what I'm saying. You could be. You could get locked in your Tesla and then driven off a highway.
Right. You could. And you're probably not going to have to worry very long about it.
God. No, it's eerie.
Yeah, you've never liked scary movies. Like,
No, I
you
hate
avoid
scary
them
movies
like the plague.
100%. It's not, this one's more of a, I don't know, thriller?
It's thriller, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like those either. So I didn't want to watch it in the first place, but my mom really wanted to watch it, so I was like, fine. And then I was like, I'm not going to sleep tonight. This sucks. That is giving me anxiety.
Maybe you should do some self-coaching on that.
Yeah, I need to at this point. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I just feel like the Obamas thing is what's hanging me up the most, I think. I feel like even though they probably really had nothing to do with the production of the movie, they had to have signed off on it, right? Like,
are you thinking that
people are saying that there's all these conspiracies about the movie. The Obama's trying to warn us that these are things
that's not true, right? Like,
well,
so you're reading
what if
conspiracy
it is?
theory,
No,
and
I know,
so
but that's
maybe
what I'm saying.
just start questioning the other side of it.
I
Could
know.
this have just been
I know.
produced purely out of entertainment value, for the entertainment value? Of course it could have.
Yeah, but that seems less of the
There
Obamas.
are conspiracy theories around a lot of the Disney movies.
Well,
right? So it's like, it's whatever you want to choose to believe, and you can ask yourself, is that helpful to the way you want to be feeling and the way you want to be behaving and the way you want to be losing sleep?
It's not helpful. It's definitely not. And I know that, and I don't spend that much time thinking about it, but I do think it's freaky.
Okay, what else you
Yeah.
got? I gave you 2. I gave you Amazon and
Those were your 2?
Okay,
Wow,
I'll give you
really worked hard on this.
I'll give you one more. Okay, I don't know where this happened, but, and I'm just curious how you would handle this. So, a massage therapist went to work one day and she actually wrote into Reddit. So, there was a subreddit around what should I do? Okay. And so I was reading this, and as a employee benefit, they get massages. And so she went in early, got a massage from a veteran massage therapist who was a woman. And she said she lay down on the bed, and within 5 minutes, she was in so much pain because the massage therapist was giving her a very deep massage.
Okay.
And so she said that multiple times. She said, can you lighten up? So many times she would jerk, and she's a couple times I grabbed her arm. She goes, because I was in so much pain. And the therapist said, you are holding a lot of tension, basically suck it up, and I need to work this out for you. And she was, I have never been in so much pain. And she would not lighten up her pressure. And multiple times she was asked, and she's like, I was in tears. And she goes, I got home and she said, I have bruises all up and down my back that my husband was like, what the heck? And she's like, she goes, I was so traumatized by the way that this therapist, who's a veteran therapist, she has a really good reputation. I can't believe how she handles her clients. Technically I was a client. I cannot believe. And
obviously this lady has a vendetta against her coworker.
And people were asking her that, is there a personal issue between the two of you? And
yes,
this woman who wrote in was saying, I don't know how to handle this. She's like, I don't know if I should go to the boss and tell her about my experience, or if I should write in anonymously as if I was a
I'd do that.
Client. Yeah.
I'd do that. Yeah, I'd do that. One, there's obviously something that happened between these, whether it was this lady's fault or not.
There's something obviously.
Unless the massage therapist is just a whack job, but if she has good reviews and this has never happened before, then it sounds like there was something between her and this lady that got the massage. If they were coworkers, it's not like she was just random. It seems weird that she would do something like that knowing that she works with her, but no, that lady should be fired. 100% she should be fired, because you would not want to run the risk of her doing that to an actual client.
So the reason why I thought this was interesting is because multiple times I've went to, it's called Hand and Aroma, right?
Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, in the town that we live in. Mm-hmm. And they do shiatsu massage. So that's the kind of massage that they do over your clothes. Mm-hmm. And you're actually in one big room.
It's the only massages I'll get for that reason, actually. I hate the idea of being in an intimate room with somebody I don't know while they're touching me.
Yeah, I think as long as, I feel like they just do a really good job with the environment.
Oh, yeah.
They keep it really quiet. They have just a really nice, relaxing background noise.
And you're in a room of a lot of people.
They put an eye mask over you, not a weighted blanket, but a nice blanket. And they just have a whole process that they go through, and you feel really comfortable. Strangely, you feel comfortable being in a room with multiple people.
It sounds weird getting a massage in a room full of people, but you're clothed, and you don't even know that you're around other people. You don't even know if there's people on the beds next to you because it's so quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've had really good experiences, and then I've had a few where I don't think I've ever had a woman. Have you?
No, there's only men.
Yeah, it's all men. And I've had some great massages, and then I've had some that are so incredibly intense. And I have said, because I always say medium, because it's, oh my God.
I say light.
I'm so such subjective.
A baby. Yeah, I'm such a baby. That's why I say light, because even when you say light, they go hard.
Yeah, and so depending on who you get, medium means something different. And I have asked them to lighten up, but a couple of the times I don't get the impression they understand English very well. And so they're very difficult to communicate with, not to mention you're face down with a tissue over your face.
You need to be clear at the beginning when you walk in because you're not really speaking to the masseuse anyways.
Also, I've tried to do that. I've tried to ask for the same person and clearly it's not the same person. So I don't know. As I was reading this article, I was, oh my gosh, I can relate because it does suck to think that you're going in to get a relaxing massage and then you end up with bruises on your back.
Yeah.
Especially if you work there. And
I think maybe culturally, if there was a barrier in that sense, then that would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But they work together. Yeah. So I think that this lady who went in would know that. And there would be other reports if this was something that was continuously an issue.
That's true. Yeah.
But
so how would you handle it? Would you write in anonymously or would you?
If I had a relationship with the boss, I'd just tell them. If I didn't have a relationship with the boss, then yes, I would write in anonymously and I would say they need to be fired.
You would avoid, after the massage, going face to face and talking to the therapist?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like she didn't care when she was on the bed, so I'd be scared she'd hit me or something.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I also wouldn't say anything during either. I wouldn't even tell her to lighten up when it was happening, so.
You'd just suck it up?
Yeah, I would suck it up and I'd cry in the hole, so. That's why the last time I was at Hand and Aroma, oh my God, I never do the full body massage and I forgot why. I usually just do my back and sometimes my shoulders and then sometimes my feet. But they do a head massage.
Yeah.
If you ever go to Hand and Aroma massage, do not get the full body with the head massage because they literally... Oh my gosh. So I didn't understand this when I was walking in, but there was a lady that had just come out of her massage.
And her hair and makeup.
Oh my God, yeah.
Showed it.
Yeah, she was like, her hair was literally sticking straight up on the top of her head. She had short hair and she was like, she was whispering because it's a quiet place and she was just like patting down her hair. And she was like, man. She's like, man, I don't know if I have any hair.
Yeah, they do like rake on your head.
I don't know if I have any hair left. Like, she's like patting down her hair, and I was so confused. I was like,
that didn't warn you?
No, this is horrible. I thought she was like sick or something. Like, I thought she was like saying like she was like losing her hair, and so I was like really confused about why she would tell me that, and then. And then
45 minutes
later, I mistakenly forgot that that's why I don't do the full body massage. And when I was getting my massage, she was doing the head massage, like ripping out my hair, literally digging into my skull.
You had a woman?
He was digging into my skull, giving me this head massage, and I literally was crying. I was holding back tears because it clicked that that's what the lady was talking about, that she obviously had this head massage too, and I could not stop laughing, and he could see my face because I had to be on my back. Like, usually you start on your stomach, and if you do the full body massage, they flip you over so they can do this head massage. Oh my God, it was horrible. Literally horrible. I love my massages there, but don't get the full body with your head.
Yeah, the foot part of it, I love.
So good. And back.
I like the upper back. I do not like the lower back. My lower back
They do your glutes.
Yeah, my lower back, I feel like it's just too tender.
Mine is too. I have a really sensitive lower back. But if you tell them to do it light, it still is kind of a lot of pressure. But afterwards, you feel so good.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. But yeah,
you'd never know it by our conversation here. Yeah. People are going to be like, ooh, gee.
No, it's really good. I told my best friend about it, and she hates massage. Actually, both my friends, they do not like massages either. And they both, one of them went in with me, and she was like, that was amazing. And then the other one, she went in after me and said the same thing. She was like, I'll never go somewhere else ever again. She was like, I don't even like massages. That was awesome. I was like, yeah.
I will say that I have a friend who does massage. She has Cove, it's called Cove Body Works, and she is incredible. That is the most traditional type of massage where you're down to your underwear underneath a blanket, and she is phenomenal.
Well, I
and
think
she's
if
out
you
of St.
know,
Louis Park.
I think if I knew the person, I wouldn't be so against that.
Yeah, yeah, you would love Christy's massages. They're
Yeah.
really, really good. Unfortunately, it takes a while to get to her, and we don't have a lot of extra time these days, but I will get back up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do you have?
I had that Gypsy Rose was released from jail. So
I know she killed her mom because she was a victim of Munchausen by proxy.
yeah,
right?
so that is a disease that it's caregivers, I'm pretty sure, when it's by proxy, it's caregivers have for their person that they're taking care of, they have a disease where they can't fathom the idea of the person leaving them and of feeling better. Sometimes it is that the person is actually sick, but they make them sicker by giving them certain meds that they're not supposed to have, or not giving them enough or too much, whatever the deal is.
Yeah, they have this extreme need to be needed.
Yeah, to be a caregiver to this person. Gypsy Rose's case, she wasn't sick at all. And her mom made her sick by giving her specific medications that drugged her, basically, kept her very out of it most of her life. She would shave her head and tell her that she had cancer. She had her in a wheelchair and said that like she would not be able to walk. And because she was so heavily drugged all the time, she wasn't able to do most of the things anyways. But yeah, so her mom, for 23 years of her life, made her think that she was sick.
It's horribly sad.
It's crazy. And so then when Gypsy Rose finally figured it out, that this is what was going on, that she really wasn't sick at all, she ended up murdering her mom with the help of her pen pal boyfriend that she had at the time. And the story's really crazy. There's tons of documentaries on it. There's a documentary like with her actually in it, and then there's like spin-off Netflix series based on the true story called The Act. It's good, but it's freaky.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's freaky. It is really good. They do a really good job of explaining everything and showing you the story, but yeah, it's crazy to think that actually happens. And so yeah, so Gypsy and her boyfriend went to jail. I think her boyfriend wasn't a life sentence, but it was like 25 years and then some or something like that. And her sentence was 10 years. So this happened in 2016. She pled guilty for murder, for stabbing her mom. And then she served 85% of her sentence and was released early for good behavior, I guess, in prison. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they probably were arguing self-defense.
Yeah.
In some cases, defense was arguing that.
Self-defense, and then on the other side of it, it's like her mom basically held her captive and tortured her all of her life. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, it definitely, but it is scary because she is a little, I mean, how could you not be, but she is a little crazy.
And I think I read that she is related to another social media persona, influencer.
Probably.
I can't think of who it is, but
yeah, she's also, so she was engaged. So she went into jail with this boyfriend that helped with the murder of her mom. Then that relationship ended. She got engaged to a pen pal while she was in prison, and then that ended, and she's now married. So she got married in, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe 2020.
While in prison?
2021. While in prison, she got married. And so now all of the media is like her life with this husband outside of jail.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And they're...
I see a reality TV show in her
Yeah,
future.
I mean, they're making waves a little bit. Like, they are very out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Stuff like that. Obviously, you would never know what it's like to live her life. Like, that her situation was so horrible, and it's like, that would make you do something crazy. Like,
Yeah, I mean, any sort of child abuse is just, it's hard to wrap your head around, and it doesn't make, murdering somebody or homicide right.
yeah.
But you sort of can understand out of self-defense. It's just, I don't know. My brain kind of comes to a screeching halt at the child abuse and thinking about how do you get this child out of that situation. And she had, in her mind, no other way to defend herself other than killing the person who was consistently attacking her. I don't think that is right by any means.
Yeah.
But I have some empathy for her.
Yeah.
A lot of empathy for her.
Yeah. And so...
And this happened while she was being abused, correct? She didn't kill her mom years after she had recovered.
No, it was as an attempt to get away from her mom.
Honestly, where I go with this is none of us have the facts, right?
Yeah,
we have a lot of
storylines.
Yeah, hypothetical storylines and headlines. And it's so easy to judge. Yeah. And we don't have the facts. And so
for sure,
knowing that this was the genesis of this is child abuse. Yeah. It's really hard to wrap your head around, and to make any sort of judgment seems, I don't know, almost inappropriate.
It's true.
That's kind of where my brain goes on that.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is I did see that in the news, and I thought about bringing that up, and I thought, oh, I bet Gracie will bring this one up. So you knew I was going to bring up Golden Bachelor, and I was slightly believing that this would be one of your topics.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that I saw that was going on is, have you heard about the Panera charged lemonades?
No.
So.
Oh my God, you better tell Grandma. She loves Panera.
True, we should tell Grandma this because she's drinking these. She probably shouldn't be. They have this lemonade. It's called charged lemonade that I think is new as of last year, maybe. They've had multiple wrongful death suits for people dying from how much caffeine is in these lemonades.
Really?
Yes, because it's I'll look up how much caffeine.
Like, how could there be more caffeine in that than some of these?
There is.
Energy drinks that are off the shelves in grocery stores and convenience stores. Like, the shelves are full of these highly caffeinated. Oh my God, I drink a pot of coffee a day. How can you have more caffeine than that?
390 milligrams.
So 1 cup of coffee is
60.
No, I think it's about 100.
60.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's 1 cup of coffee.
Okay, 390 in one?
In one.
Does it say how many ounces?
30 ounce.
Oh my God. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's like your Starbucks cup, right? That would be like a 30 ounce ish almost. One of the tall Starbucks cups would be probably a 30 ounce thing.
Yeah.
390 milligrams of caffeine. Wow. And people are dying from drinking it. And so Panera's been sued multiple times now for...
And they still carry it?
And they still have it out. They still are selling it.
Wow.
And it's like, that's so dangerous. They should be sued, for sure.
So what's in a Red Bull? How many... Look that up. And what's more jolty than a Red Bull? I feel like there's something else out right now.
Red Bull is 111. Charged lemonade is 390.
Okay, but what... Okay, so Google what is the most caffeinated.
It's going to say Panera. Charged lemonade. Most caffeine energy drink.
Yeah, energy drink. Death drink.
Yeah. So rock stars are 80.
Wow.
390 Celsius. What's Celsius? 100. Monster is 150.
Wow, that's crazy.
Rockstar Boom, 160. Yeah. So like the standard Monster energy drink, the one with the green M that everybody knows, that's 160. And these lemonades are 390.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's probably just injecting a syringe of caffeine straight into your veins.
Yeah. It says 237 is what they have it listed at now. It used to be 390. 237 is still
So what
100.
are they doing? Water, diluting it?
Who knows? That's, yeah. Yeah. And like, why?
Yeah.
What's the point of keeping it up? They've got to be losing more money in the lawsuits than they're selling of this lemonade. And if it puts you at risk of lawsuits, big lawsuits like that, you think, even if you are making a good amount of money off of this lemonade, you'd think that you'd be like, yeah, you know what? People are dying. It's probably time to get rid of it.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Funny. Hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah, we better call Grandma.
I don't think, she might actually get lemonade. She's more about the apple fritters at Panera.
Yeah. She's very specific about her Panera orders. And I haven't heard charged lemonade in there, so.
No, yeah. Funny.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That was all I had for you.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit more lighthearted than some of the self-help that we've talked about.
Yeah. And if you are enjoying our episodes, if you liked this episode in particular, let us know. Please give us a rating, leave comments. We love to hear from you guys. And I always, when I would hear people on podcasts say, leave me a rating, I'm like, why? Like, who cares? But it actually does matter because it gets us out there to more people. It shows our podcast to more people when you leave ratings as opposed to having 0 ratings. So, yeah. So we appreciate it. We love you all. We feel like you are our podcast family. And we appreciate you listening. So,
yeah. We'll see you next time.